gonna talk about dating Korean Americans based on my own experience. So this is not like this is not on a tag, of course. I'm just gonna talk about my story. Well, I noticed that a lot of people, especially Koreans, dream about, even fantasize about dating Korean Americans. Well, I mean, I understand completely because, you would expect less cultural stress, more open-minded, and you get to practice English. Well, and sometimes those things are true, but the other time they're not so true. One thing I realized was Korean American, they are not a personality type. Korean American, they were raised by parents who immigrated back in 90s or early 2000s, and the parents, they kept the settings from that era. So imagine being raised by those parents. I noticed that a lot of Korean Americans are even more traditional than Koreans in Korea. They were raised to be an American at school, but it's a Korean at home. We have someone like JJ here. Hi JJ. Both parents of JJ are Korean, but they immigrated at young age. And JJ grew up in southern state where there are not a lot of Koreans there. So JJ grew up to be more modern and flexible, I would say. And more American. Moral of the story, do not assume, because your assumption will be wrong. Story time! When JJ and I were working at the same company, there was this Korean American vice president, and I felt like he's super Korean cultured. So obviously, Korean in me, when like full 장유 유선 mode, I would be like using formal languages, like super polite around him, and like, be aware of my surroundings whenever I'm close to him. One day I saw JJ walking up to him and go like, "Hey Dave." I'm like, what did I just hear? Is that even allowed? But I mean, for JJ, everything was so normal for him, and because that's American work culture. First name base, no hierarchical drama. Even though it was normal, I needed 5 business days to recover. This is how I put it: Korean values, but American execution. The Korean Americans, they do understand and know Korean values, but they don't always follow them. They're like less nunchi reading, more direct opinions. Less, what am I supposed to do? What are you expecting me to do? And more about, this is how I feel, this is what I want to do. Sometimes you might think, oh, their culture mode is very flexible. When hierarchy comes into play, they're like, oh, I'm American. I don't understand, and I don't do those. When family values comes into play, they're like, oh, in Korean culture, we do this. Very convenient, very bilingual. This part really surprised me. The Korean Americans, they're often seen as individualistic. Well, I mean, they do value independence, but what I realized was they're actually family oriented. American culture is centered around family. They spend more time with parents, they prioritize siblings, and they stay close emotionally even after moved out. They're doing it not because they have to, because they want to. Honestly, sometimes I felt Koreans are more like, oh, we value families, but we'll see you around during holidays.
The wife just went to go pick up the pizza, and I'm in the car in this insane amount of traffic right here. I don't know if you can see, but we are at a standstill. Hopefully it stays this way. I need a lot of time to kill.
When it comes to dating, as you already know, there is no rule. Some Korean American prefers Korean because of the cultural compatibility, because of the comfort, because of their parents. Yet others, they're like, connection is connection. It doesn't have to be Korean. For example, JJ's cousin, they're all married to non-Korean. Every single one. This is important. many Korean Americans, they show love in a very practical way. They're not really showing jealousy by texting you 24/7. They're not controlling your outfits. They're not gonna create drama for love. They're not gonna be like confused anxiety with love. They're going to remember your schedule. They're gonna help solve your problem. They're gonna be planning long term. So if you think chaos equals love, you might feel a little calm. It's not boring, it's just you're gonna be emotionally stable. You want another culture surprise? The Korean Americans, they're gonna talk about money, career, kids, and settling location pretty early in your relationship. They're not doing it because they're rushing things. They're doing it because relationship without direction feels inefficient. They're very Korean, very American at the same time. Dating Korean Americans, they're not better or worse. They're just different. Two cultures, two mindsets. If you're going into this relationship expecting fantasy, then you'll get confused. But if you are going in with curious, flexible, and ready to laugh, it can be really fun. And again, this is just my experience. Don't forget, your Korean American might come in a different setting. If you want, next time I can talk about the biggest misunderstanding the Korean might have against Korean Americans. Let me know.